Hello folks and welcome back to Medieval Total War. I am Conostep and this is going to be part 39 of my early campaign where I'm playing as the Almohads. And I did start my war with the Danes I think 2 episodes ago, and things are going quite well. They are down to their one last family member, the king of course, and he is here in Anjou. And you know, he might counterattack, but he might not, because I don't think he really has much left at this point. And he might not feel strong enough to really go after what I have here in Toulouse and Aquitaine. So the march is going to be pretty inevitable for him. You know, the end's going to be coming, and this castle here in Aquitaine will fall at the end of this turn. So there's no reason for me to attack here and lose a bunch of men. Obviously, those sieges, those assaults have not been going well for me in either campaign that I've been playing. So yeah, we'll just make that fall the nice, easy way. Down here, they do have some forces in Egypt, and I'm just going to play this passively and not really attack here. I wouldn't mind if the Egyptians took back Egypt. That'd be fine in my book. So we will see if that does happen. But if I look at my income, so I'm making negative 13,000, so that's not good. Luckily, I do have 168,000 in my treasury. And then if we look down here at all of this red, you know, the spots that are being blocked off by the nation that I'm at war with, the Danes, of course, you can see why. You know, there's still a lot of work to be done here on the seas. Luckily, if I do kill their king and then, you know, end their faction, these boats do all disappear. They don't turn into rebel faction boats. So that's nice. That's kind of a really convenient, you know, way to get rid of boats in this game. I do have the upper hand. I am winning a lot of my engagements. I am still waiting, and I'm not really taking these big engagements with these big fleets until I clean up all of these smaller scraps. So that's been my strategy. I'm going to continue that strategy because it has been going well for me. I've been winning, you know, most of my naval battles. So that's pretty nice. And yeah, I'll continue with that. I can take the hit on my economy for now, but if I ever get to a point where I'm like, you know, below 100,000, then I'm going to start to get a little nervous. You know, because I don't want to go down that road again. So if I can clean this up quickly, and yes, like I was saying, it would be faster just to kind of get rid of the Danes themselves. And I will, on that note, I will be not attacking this turn. I will be waiting this one turn for this castle in Aquitaine to fall. Although, I mean, gosh, I will say it would be very feasible for me to leave enough troops in Aquitaine, you know, say 2 stacks, just to be like super conservative, just to finish off this siege here, which is, like I said, going to end at the end of this turn anyway. And then what? I guess I could split my remaining forces and attack Anjou and Brittany just to make sure that the Danish king doesn't have a place to flee to. He is at war with the French, I believe. Yes, he is. So he can't flee into any of these provinces. I mean, he couldn't flee there anyway, even if they weren't at war, of course. But he is trapped, right? He can only, at this point, go to either Brittany or Burgundy. And so that would be the potential play, right? I guess I could, say, like, leave 2 stacks in both of these provinces, Aquitaine and Toulouse, and then split just a complete 4-directional attack into Brittany, Anjou, Burgundy, and Provence. Provence would be primarily just for distraction, just to kind of make sure that they can't bring reinforcements to Burgundy. If I just send forces to Burgundy, since the AI does send their moves in after I do, they get to react to what I do. So if I only attack one spot, then they can reinforce that line, and it'll be a different engagement than what I thought it was going to be. So if I attack both provinces, Burgundy and Provence, then yes, they can still react for sure. You know, they can make changes to their plans, but they're going to be kind of caught in the horns of the dilemma where they won't be able to make any good. Every decision they make will be a bad one, right? So if that's the case, like even if I, for example, attack in Burgundy, but they really heavily reinforce it, and the Danish king does flee to Burgundy, and I'm able to take Provence easily. Okay, fine. You know, it's just one more turn before I can get to him. So, if that's the case, yeah, I think that's going to be the play. Looks like I did just take Toulouse, so I still have a governorship that I can give to someone. So loyalty +1, so really not much here. Let me just find much am I making? 168. Bump up those taxes a little bit. 210. Pretty crazy stuff here. But let's see if I can find a 4 acumen governor. That's always going to be my base. My base that I'm looking for is 4 acumen. And yeah, we'll just go from there. Oh, that did not take long. Here we go. Ismail ibn Yusuf, you're going to be my new Toulousian governor. Fast talker, yeah, +2 acumen, and then numerate as well, another +2. Yeah, you're all about making that money, so it's a good thing because you're an urban militia, so you're not really good at fighting. So how about I just give you that? And what are we up to now with 294? That'll do. And Toulouse does have silk, so as soon as my trade opens up again, I will be making a bit more money off of Toulouse. So all that's left, I think, for this turn. I mean, there's a bit for me to do. I do have to like put in all of my attack commands for my ships, and then I do have to get my stacks ready and see what I want to leave in these provinces, and then see what I want to attack or use to attack, you know, all 4 of these Danish provinces as well. And then, of course, just make sure that I'm continuing to build buildings and train soldiers. And that about does it. My forces are set. I'm ready to move in. I'm ready to get some fights in here in Brittany, Anjou, Burgundy, and then Provence as well. And that also leaves a few reserve forces back in Toulouse and Aquitaine as well. I'm leaving my 60-year-old Khalifa back here. He's kind of a miracle he's still alive, but luckily I do have my heir. He's 19 and he's ready to take the reins as soon as the Khalifa does pass away. There's also there's a brother on the way, 2 brothers on the way, Yusuf and then Idris, 12 and then 1 years old, so they will be on their way as well, but that's going to be probably after the Khalifa does pass away. I'm going to be surprised if it happens very soon here. But yeah, that's going to be, I'm going to keep those guys safe here, and I'll send forth my generals to do some work here in these other provinces, and I got some good ones, you know. I got a 5-star general here, Amir Abu Bulugan. He's my Grand Vizier and my Emir of Cordoba. And what does he got? I mean, he's 5 stars. Other than being 5 stars, that's about it. But I think that the general he's going up against is only a 3-star. Is it you? Yeah, Sir Skapti Trigvason. And yeah, he doesn't really offer anything else besides his 3 stars. Up here, I think I'm sending my... Yeah, I'm sending... thought I was sending someone else. Don't really want my 4-star... Yeah, I don't want him to lead just because he's in a militia sergeant unit, so I'm going to leave him back, Amir ibn Musin. I believe he used to be led by an circle general, but then he passed away. Yeah, this is just going to be my 3-star general. I want him leading because he's in a horse unit, which I always prefer for my, you know, for my general units. 3 stars. Other than that, doesn't really give much else. But yeah, he is gluttonous, so he's not going to fight very well. So hopefully he doesn't have to fight. He can just stand back, provide his aura of leadership, and then shoot some arrows, and that should be it. And then up here, my 7-star general, this is the pinnacle of my Almohad leadership here, Amir El Mansour. And I'm wondering if is that based on the historical El Mansour, who was one of the great Almohad Caliphas? I'm not sure. I don't think the timeline matches up. 1360 seems a little bit late here for this dude to still be alive. But in this case, in this timeline, he is my master of the Khalifa's horses. You know, he's a 7-star general. He's ready to kick some ass. And he is a charismatic leader, so he's given +1 morale, or +3 morale. And that's part of what makes me wonder if he's an historical general, because that's a really good trait to have. In any case, he's going to be tasked with defeating the Danish king. That is, if the Danish king actually stands and fights here in Anjou and doesn't decide to run away. And then up here in Brittany, I got my 5-star general, Bulugan ibn Mamun. And does he offer anything else? Yeah, natural leader, +2 morale. Good stuff. And as far as the forces, though, so down here in Provence, like, these are the biggest concentration of Danish forces, but it is mostly archers. There's not really too much in the way of, you know, heavy infantry or heavy cav. There's 1 unit of feudal knights, so that's something. Other than that, though, it's just kind of, yeah, some swordsmen, spearmen, some halberdiers. That's it. There's really not much else. It's mostly other just archers. However, then we get into here in Burgundy, and this is like all Vikings. And that can be a little bit scary. I'm actually like more scared of this than I am of these forces down here. And then getting up here in the King's army as well. What do we got? More Vikings, and then we have Arbalesters as well. So some crunchy stuff for sure. That can be a little bit pokey to get into. So Yeah, and then reinforcements, just like more Vikings. And we saw them kick my ass in Egypt, so we know how good they can be. You know, Vikings, even though they're a low tier unit, they're really solid, very, very solid. So up here in Brittany as well, yeah, more Vikings. These forces aren't very good because they're only led by a 1-star general, I believe. Yeah, this chivalric sergeant. There's only 4 men in that unit, but there's a few Vikings up here as well as a few gun units. But those shouldn't be too much of an issue. I do wonder if the French will get involved, either up here in Anjou or here in Brittany. We are not allied with... No, oh yeah, we are. Yeah, we are allied with the French. Holy shit, so that'd be really cool. If the French wanted to get involved in one of these battles, probably not with their king, but probably maybe with these French forces up here in Burgundy. I mean, what do they have? Not much that's very impressive. A lot of archers. And yeah, a few artillery pieces, which are pretty beat up. Like these artillery pieces here can't even shoot anything because they barely have enough crew. So yeah, the French forces are not good. But if they wanted to get involved, I wouldn't mind, you know, anything to kind of take the heat off of my guys. So that should be that. And my navies are also, they have their orders as well to fight. So I think I'm ready to go here. Although, oh yeah, so I'm not going to be building anything here in these conquered territories because I don't intend on holding them. But I will scrap these buildings once I'm ready to leave these territories. However, I can train some stuff here. So I can train some Murbitan infantry, my javelin men. So I may as well get a few of these to replace my inevitable losses in this coming turn. So there's going to be a lot of fighting here, potentially, you know, as long as they don't just run away. So let's press end turn. And I have to remember, I gotta press save before every battle because I do not want to relive some of my past mistakes in my last few episodes. That's been a nightmare. So let's see if I can do it right this time. Looks like, are the French helping me out? I couldn't quite see. I don't think they are. Looks like the Byzantines were attacking the Egyptians. Okay. Okie dokie. My assassin was able to kill the bishop hanging out here in Cyrenaica, so huzzah. And yeah, so the Danes did retreat into the castle here in Brittany. So I took that without a fight. And then they did the same thing here in Anjou. Okie dokie, well. And I pillaged a bunch of money there. Alright. And yeah, they retreated here in Provence as well. Jesus, okay, so I guess we're not going to get any fights. And yeah, they also retreated here in Burgundy as well. Okay, well. That's interesting. I kind of thought that we would have gotten a fight there. I assumed that... I thought that in Shogun, a faction knew when its back was against the wall and it had to fight or else it was going to die. And I thought that was something that happened. And in this game, I don't know if that's something that happens as often. So I'm not quite sure. But in any case, let's see how these naval battles go. So I won this one, won that one, won. Got 2 ships in this one. Same thing. All right, sweet. All victories, and I didn't lose any ships. Perfect. And let's see. So I did... so ransom refused. So, all right, I'm going to kill everyone here in Burgundy. And Aquitaine has fallen. So, yes, Jesus. Damaging 14 buildings and destroyed 4. Pillaged 5,000 florins. Okie dokie. Yeah, that's a lot. So the Italians want to be my allies. I don't think there's any reason for me to decline this. Looking up here in the map, I know it can be hard for you to see, but they are just holding they're just holding Corsica and Sardinia. So, and I don't intend on taking those provinces. So yeah, sure, why not? Poland. Sorry, Poland. I still think I'm going to kill you. Even though I know they're having issues, I don't know. They can still potentially make a lot of points and maybe catch up. So I probably will be invading them still. So I will not be accepting your offer. Sorry, guys. And then educated, okie dokie, +1 acumen. That's always good. And yeah, man, it's kind of a bummer, isn't it? I kind of thought I was going to get a battle there. Oh, they could have. Oh, I didn't know they could retreat to Genoa. Oh, all right. That kind of explains it. But still, what about the Danish king? Is he just? Hey. Where is he? I thought, wasn't he here in Anjou? And then he's not? What just happened? Where's the Danish king? I've lost him. He was right here, right? Wait, he's here now? What just happened? How did that... Wait, okay. So did he... That's kind of tricky. I think what happened, and this is really funky, but I think what happened is during the end turn, he moved from Anjou to Burgundy, and then he retreated, obviously, right? He didn't take the fight. He retreated to Swabia, which he held already. Oh, that is so tricky. That is such a sneaky little fucking move there. Wow. I mean, I'm not upset. I'm impressed. Interesting and annoying, because that means that I have to really extend my lines to sneak up into Swabia to cut this guy off and kill him. In the meantime, he can't pull another one like that on me, right? Like, he can't keep doing that. I mean, I guess, Jesus, he could possibly go into Bavaria, because there's really not much there being held by the Germans. God damn. Okay, that's a sneaky son of a bitch. So how long are these castles going to hold? Up here, 2 turns, and then in Anjou, 2 more turns, and down here, 2 more turns. And then I took Burgundy outright. So what can I get for this? 1+1 loyalty? Okay, and it's making 192. That's fine. So let's give this to someone that's a 4 acumen governor here. You will do. Abu Hatim Abu Sharaf. You are going to be my new governor of Burgundy, at least, for now, because like I said, I don't intend on really holding it. So this is kind of tricky. What do I do then? So I can send all of my forces from Toulouse to hold Burgundy, and then I can send all of my forces from Burgundy up to Swabia. So what do they have here? Vikings, 2 units of Royal Knights, 3. You can call it 3 units of Royal Knights, and a bunch of Vikings, like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.5 units of Vikings. Yeah, that's a lot. That's a lot, and I feel like my Burgundy forces were kind of my weaker ones in a sense. So it's a little bit sketchy, but I still think that, I mean, I have the numbers, right? So I should be able to take this. So let's send these guys up to Swabia to see if we can finish this once and for all. And then send my Toulousians over to Burgundy just to hold this, so that I have kind of a little escape route so I can get my guys out of here. And I may as well leave this group just kind of holding on to Toulouse just for population loyalty purposes. How are we doing? Totally fine. Totally fine. Yeah, 160 with taxes at very high. That is completely acceptable. So yeah, that's going to be kind of awkward, but it should be fine. Now, I wonder if there would be a counterattack here from Genoa into Provence. That would make sense. We will have to see. I think that if they do counterattack, I have the forces. I have the right forces. What's the terrain like here? So it's going to be hilly, arid ground, and then if we cross over. Okay, so that's unfortunate. The terrain in Provence is hilly, but it's different though when it's crossing over into Provence from Genoa. It goes from hilly to lush grassland. So apparently there's kind of a lush grassland on this border that we'll be fighting on, and I won't be getting... Oh no, there's still hills. Okay, yeah, I read that wrong. So yeah, it'll still be hilly, but I'll be fighting on a lush grassland. Okay, that's fine. That doesn't really make much difference. Yep, that sounds reasonable. And yeah, no waterways, right? No rivers? No rivers. But at least, hopefully I can get a hill to fight on here in Provence, if that counterattack does indeed go through. My Khalifa didn't die, so he's 61. Man, he's living anciently, but you know what? That's living good for this time period. Now here comes the invasion of Swabia, and hopefully, potentially, this should be the end of the Danish forces, but it's going to be a fight. Even though I do outnumber them by quite a bit, I have 2,390 men, and they have 699. they have like it's like all Vikings and heavy cav. You know, that's a decent little shock force there for sure. So I'm gonna have to make sure that I can bring something that can withstand that charge, and then deliver a little punch back as well, because I have plenty of Almohad urban militia with upgrades as well. I hope, because I have been upgrading them. So hopefully. Oh geez, looks like the ones I have in this army aren't that highly upgraded. They do have decent armor and they do have some weapon upgrades. So it's like I think the silver shield, I think that's like a +3 armor, and then I think this is +2 weapons. So that's actually decent. I think that's pretty decent actually. So yeah, I'll be needing my Almohad urban militia. Should I even bring any ranged? That's the question. Should I even bring any archers, or should I just kind of go fisticuffs and go melee with them? That's going to be the question, because they're going to be coming really, you know, hot and heavy on this one. But we will see. I'll take a peek at my army and see how I want to fight this one here in Swabia. Here we are in Swabia. Yeah, look at that. We got a little town going on. That must be Swab Town, as they call it, and it's looking like a pretty small map. I mean, is that it? That's just the end of the map right there, and this little town right there, and a hill with the forest here. Is that it? Looks small, but hey, whatever. That's fine. We'll just get into the fight faster, I suppose. And yeah, I will have to, it's going to be really important that I get my army grouped up as fast as possible. Like, I need to make sure that my guys are ready to go, because they're probably going to charge me. Like, that's going to be like their main thing right now. They're just going to Hulk smash all over my face. And if I'm not ready to go, then yeah, this is going to be a pretty short... Well, I mean, I say that. It's not... I have enough forces so that even if I do take a beating, I really think that I can come back and probably, you know, grind it out over the course of my additional waves of soldiers. That's probably very, very likely to happen. And yeah, I'm fresh now. I pressed save. I made sure I saved before the battle, so... Hopefully that should be good. Man, it's kind of crazy. My general's -3 Valor. That's just... it's not really great, but just gotta keep him out of fighting, you know. He just has to hang out back here and shoot his bow and arrow. That should be all fine. And is the enemy... Are they moving? Or are they just gonna hang out? If they want to hang out, that's fine, because I'll actually send my camels. So this is kind of a controversial decision, bringing camels outside of the desert. But I think they're good. I think they're honestly kind of good. So... yeah, I'm going to send them up here. I really like this army comp. I've been testing this army comp out in my custom battles. Now, the army comps, anytime I test army comps in custom battles, I'm testing them against army comps that I would bring, and not like balanced, or not like the crazy army comps that the AI brings, like this one, where they have 6 Vikings. I probably should do that, but like I just can't think of like an AI, so I never bring those types of army comps. So I don't know how well this is going to do against, you know, what the AI brought in this situation. I know it does well against, like, normal balanced army compositions, but we will see. This is the one, I think I've shown you this one before, where I have my center being held by, like, archers, and then javelins with 1 spear unit in the middle, and then flanks being held by swordsmen and spearmen, and then spearmen on one side with my general in the back, and then my heavy cav on one flank, with my skirmish cav or light cav kind of in the center or offset to the right. In this case, because I have skirmish cav or skirmish camels, I will put them in the center and they can scout ahead of me. And it looks like the enemy is going to be giving me the high ground position. This is interesting. It's an interesting tactic, Anakin, because I don't think it's going to work out for them. This is a pretty solid high ground here. And potentially, if I can really get, you know, up here, potentially I can get some decent shots in with my archers. They have 2 units of archers and then 1 crossbowman, but I technically have the advantage there because I have 2 arbalesters and then 2 camel archers as well. So I would say I can sit up here and shoot at them until they make the decision to come up that hill, but they still could do that. I'm still a ways off from making this a reality, you know, from making my dream come true. They very easily could change their mind and make up this distance before I'm able to make it up here. And if we ended up with a fight kind of here on the edge of this forest, that could end up getting a little bit messy because they are a heavily favored, like, you know, melee infantry composition. A fight in the forest would be pretty good for them, I think. Now they are starting to poke around a little bit up here. They're starting some crossbows, and I don't really want to just kind of let my... I don't really want to trade in a skirmish fight with crossbows. I can have my camels hang out in the trees. That will mitigate the damage, or some of the damage from their bolts. Ooh, and if they want to send their Royal Knights uphill, okay, I mean, that's the fight that I do want to take. Because if they want to send their forces up here to fight and die in the woods, that's the unit that I want to kill up here. Their infantry can do very well, but yeah, it looks like my camels already have the range on these units. I don't know if they do. Yeah, the crossbows have range as well. And if they want to send their knights up, I mean, my army's still really not in a great position, but I mean, they're catching up. We'll get here pretty soon. We're climbing this hill. And if they want to send their knights up to fight and die in this forest, be my guest. Be my guest. Now they are sending up another unit of archers and another unit of knights. And so far, okay, they just did activate their first unit of Vikings. Okay, well, now it's about to get real here. So my Pavis Arbalesters are still, they're still not really in a good fighting position. So I want to get them up here, and I want to get my infantry up on this ridge. I really want to hold this. And then, yeah, let's make sure we get this ridge. So let's just keep moving up here, and then here, or perhaps here. And then let's actually let's bring my camels forward a little bit, just to kind of like push them around a little bit. Maybe have my camels run up here, and then, yeah, I think it's time for us to start being a little bit fast here. Because I do want to take that ridge. It would just feel dumb if we were fighting in this forest here. That would not feel good. So yeah, just push them back a little bit. Yeah, that's what I want to see. Just push them back a little bit. Make your presence known, and then the camels can screen out my forces. Yep, my arbalesters on this side are already in range. That's perfection. That's what I love to see. So let's get my camels out of the way now of the shots of my arbalesters, so that my guys can now shoot downhill. Okay, now they're all backing off, and that's a way better idea. So that's kind of what I was expecting here. Hopefully my arbalesters not shoot my camels. That would be not ideal. So I'm getting some shots into the rear of these crossbows here. It's kind of tempting to send my camels after those crossbows, but they're not fast. That's the thing. They're not fast beasts. They're pretty slow, and this is the smart choice to back off. That is the smart idea. They're doing the right thing here. I was hoping I could get a good advantageous fight here, but the AI sometimes is just too smart for me. Now, if they just want to sit here at the bottom of this hill and take shots of my arbalesters, this is going to be it. This is a great engagement for me. Yeah, if they want to feed me, I mean, their archers are out of range, and all they have down here looks like it's archers. Is that a unit of Vikings? Yep, a unit of Vikings, a unit of Royal Knights, and a unit of Militia Sergeants. So they're doing the whole bunch up in a big old ball and get shot strategy, which is a pretty old-fashioned one, I'd say. I don't know if I've ever read it in any of any stratagems that I've come across, but here we are. We're seeing it in action, and we will see how it's going to work out for them. My guess is it's not going to go very well. And yeah, they've realized their error. They've realized this isn't working out for them, and they're just going to back off. So they have taken a few shots there, taken some casualties, but they're bringing up another unit of knights. I don't know. You know what? I'm just going to keep letting them come forward, and, if they're going to let me shoot at them, that's what this is for here. That's what these guys are for. And I need to take advantage of that, because I did bring a balanced army, right? I didn't go full, Leroy Jenkins like they did. They're trying to just smash me in the mouth. That's the only strategy they can do. Me, on the other hand, I have a little bit more balance in my army, so if they're going to let me shoot at them, I may as well take this opportunity. So far, this is yielding pretty favorable results for me, because at this point, I am sending my camel archers forward just to get some shots off at these units that are not in loose formation, because yeah, these units up front are taking, great casualties, so they did spread out a bit. But then just want to bring up another unit and put them in a bunched up formation, close formation, and yes, I will take this opportunity to shoot them to pieces with my camel archers. I'm so glad I brought these guys, People say don't bring them out of the desert, but look at me, I'm bringing in camels out of the desert, I'm doing well with it. So, I mean, yeah, it's nice. It would be nice to have some Saharan Cav just for the speed, but you know what? I think this is so far working out pretty well for me. So I'm going to take this. I'm going to keep taking this until I have to, fight, until I run out of ammunition. In fact, I might just keep doing this until I do run out of ammunition. bring in reinforcements, and then maybe attack. Who knows? We'll see. It does appear like the Danes are going to be consolidating their forces up here in this forest, and this is definitely the fight that they want to take. They want to lure me into a forest where my cavalry won't be as effective. I mean, sure, theirs won't either, but I'm kind of depending. I feel like I'm depending more on my cavalry than they're depending on theirs, because even what they have left for their Viking forces can probably still like crunch through my forces. And I kind of need some good charges with these guys to kind of do a lot of damage, because I was able to do a lot of damage with you know, against their heavy cav units with my archers. They kind of let me take them apart a little bit. So yeah, we'll see. They still don't have a ton of skirmish capabilities, but they do have some archers out here kind of screening out a little bit. Let's just see what happens when we get a little bit closer. It would be nice if we can, like I said, try to, you know, take this engagement outside of this forest, but I'm not optimistic. They're probably going to force me to come inside and fight them on their turf. I'll tell you what, it looks like they are not exactly going to be going into the forest, but it does look like they're going over the hill, and I don't want to get caught in the forest, as I keep saying. So what I will do is I'll keep my arbalesters. I'm going to kind of split my army into wings here, which can be a little bit risky, but I think I have the mobility to react to different areas of the battlefield if I need to. I can send my spears, or not my spears. I can send, yeah, spears. You guys go through here, and then you guys can go through the forest, and then I'll have my swords kind of down here on this side, protecting my my skirmish corps in the center. And then, yeah, let's keep my cav kind of going on a wide flank over here, and then general stay with the center. And yeah, this can potentially be a little bit risky. I can send my camels. My camels can kind of fill in a gap here in between my right wing and my center, in a sense. And I want to keep my spears in the forest, because this potentially can be a good spot for them to kind of sneak in on the enemy. And yeah, now that they have the high ground, and now that they've sort of like lured me into, you know, coming in to fight them up the high ground, they might charge down at me. But by having this right flank here, now the Nubian spearmen's not great against Vikings. They will get torn to pieces, but there's 100 men in each unit, and that's a lot of bodies for the Vikings to cut through, as well as I also have a unit of Almohad foot soldiers, spearmen, but good charge. So they can potentially do a bit of damage here as well. And yeah, camel archers, let's see if I can let's put them in loose formation, and maybe I can lure the enemy down a little bit. Not likely, but you know, we'll see. We can try our best here. And my arbalesters will still have pretty solid range, you know, even though they will have the range advantage because they have that nice hill advantage. Yeah, I usually don't like fighting up hills like this, but just because I potentially do have, you know, this little flanking force, I feel a little bit okay about this. Let's get Cav going over there. And how is my guys? Are you guys getting lost? Yeah, it looks like they're getting a little bit lost. Looks like, you know, these buildings might be kind of screwing up my unit pathing a little bit, so I have to keep an eye on that to make sure that my unit's in the right formation. So it looks like my camels are screening out my advance. And what do they got coming through here? So chivalric sergeants, just 2 of them. I don't think that's going to be enough to block my flanking force. But you know what? I mean, crazier things have happened? No, they haven't. No, nothing crazier has happened than if these 2 men would stop my entire right wing. That would be just bonkers. Now they are reacting to my flanking force, so my timing's a little bit off here, and I want to back up because I don't really want to be caught by Vikings against my spearmen. Yeah, they're pushing hard on my right flank, so let's just back up. Let's just get out of here. And that's fine. I mean, honestly, like if they just want to chase my right flank, I can reposition my camels like this and maybe get some shots. Let's see, are my guys making it, or are they going to get run down? I can also try to send my heavy cav over from my left flank all the way over to my right flank, get you guys to start running, because yeah, now that they're out of the forest, I can have my spears turn around here. Ooh, they are coming downhill. Let's try to get my center to move up and protect my archers here. And then let's have my left flank move up here. And then you charge into there. And then you guys charge into the flanks here. Try to get up here. And then you go into the fight. Like, you have to go into the fight. Like, help out, please. There you go. And then hopefully these guys can get in here and flank these Vikings before the Vikings break my right flank. And then how are we doing on this side? Looks like, yeah, my Warhead foot soldiers are moving ahead to screen while my Cav are kind of, they're getting a little stuck here. Let's see if I can get my guys out. Cav unit, please. Oops, nope. You guys come over here and maybe get some attacks. There we go. There we go. Yep, we did clean up that flank. Perfect. Perfect. Let's see. You guys charge into the rear of these Vikings on this side. Let's hope that my spearmen can hold out for a couple more seconds there. Then how are we doing on this side? So they want to come in. Vikings versus my swordsmen. That's going to be a tough fight for them. That's not going to be a quick victory, if at all. So let's see. Let's move up my flank there. Now my arbalesters can shoot over the heads of the guys in front of them because they are fighting on this hill here. So yeah, Cav versus Vikings. Yeah, not a super duper great fight, but let's move over. Let's like bring over my swordsmen, honestly, to help out there. And my javelins can kind of go into combat and help out there as well. It says they are losing, so that's good for me. And then how are we doing on this side? We're still cleaning up. Perfect. And let's make sure that we get our Cav back so they don't get caught in the forest. We do not want horses in trees. Now I can start. I was gonna just say let me move my right flank up, but it looks like there's another unit of Vikings coming out. So let's reposition my horses back here. And yeah, if we want to lure another unit of Vikings, I can do the same thing. That would work, I suppose. Yep, javelins are throwing into the militia sergeants. That looks good. And yeah, it looks like we are breaking the center here. That's also looking pretty good. Unit of Vikings back here, getting kind of caught out. Wants to flank my swordsman. And I think that my swordsman can beat a half-strength unit of Vikings. That should work out, but let's just bring over this the Warhead foot soldiers just in case. Let's push up my arbalesters to keep rolling up, and then let's keep pushing to my center as well, because I feel like this is going well for us. But I don't want. Let's see. What do we got here? Archers, 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 and heavy cav. And what do they have here? Is there a unit of Vikings around? I thought there was, and I have to remind myself that they do have reinforcements coming down, but not much. It's really, really not much. I don't think. So let's bring these guys through, and then let's send this cav unit to go charging up the hill. And then camels kind of go up here as well. General, keep up, please. And how do we do? Yeah, we cleaned up back here. That's looking good. So let's send my left flank up here. I don't want you guys chasing too far. Yeah, now you're going to get shot in the back. That's not good. That's no bueno. And Royal Knights fighting my... Let's see, did I... Yeah, Gulam Cav... Yeah, they got away from me, so I did lose a unit of Gulam Cavalry. They must have just gotten cut down by archers and all that crazy stuff, so... That's my bad. My bad. Sorry, Gulam Cavalry. Let you down there. But let's just keep going. Let's just keep pushing here, and then here. And let's just, I can continue to keep my archers in the rear for now. It's not completely ideal, but, it's what we have. And, yeah, push up with my right flank. And where do I want my camels? So I just want them to, push forward? Actually, I think so. Because they can do well against skirmishers, and they can do well against the heavy cav even. So they can kind of do well against everything that's up here. Well, not the Vikings, but I do have infantry support coming close by. We have a fight here between my spearmen and, let's see, their Vikings and their militia sergeants. Not a great fight for me, but my javelins are throwing in, and so that's helping me out a bit. I can send my spears right in and flank them here. And then you guys flank as well. That's going to be good. My Nubians can screen out their reserves and their archers, and that's going to be fine as well. So let's go in here and here. Camels can actually jump into melee against these Royal Knights as well. That might be a decent fight for us. And then on this side, yeah, just keep chasing, guys. Don't let them shoot at you. Keep chasing here, and then here. And then, yeah, camels go around the side and honestly just get into combat, because you can do well against most of the stuff here. Camels do have -1 attack when they are fighting in this type of climate here, this kind of lush climate. So not ideal for them, but I mean, honestly, yeah, they did break my Morbitten infantry. Yeah, that's not ideal. But let's see, this is their king. Yeah, their king's... Damn, he's breaking my dudes. He's breaking my guys. That's not good. Yeah, he broke my guys. Let's get my Gulam cavalry in. And let's see if I can chase down... Where is his king? Yeah, 13 Royal Knights against my full unit of Gulam Cav. That's going to be a tough fight, but let's see. My javelins fighting their militia sergeants. That'd be nice if my guys hung in there. Man, looks like a lot of my guys are breaking now. That's not good. I was kind of hoping that they'd do better. My left flank is a little bit slow, I think. My left flank is a little bit slow. We can at least chase off all of these skirmishers, because I have a unit of camels up here, so I can at least do that. And I do have, like, you know, some decent forces here, so I can get my javelins around to the side here and try to throw some javelins into the rear of these Royal Knights. That would be good, potentially. And then, do I want to send my general in? I don't know. He has -3 Valor. That's really bad. So javelins, throw in... Yeah, my Gulam Cav are just getting chopped down to pieces. So javelins, you need to start throwing in and kill this general. Kill him. Come on, guys. Are you throwing your javelins? I need you to throw your javelins. Kill this dude. There's 13 of them left, and I feel like you're not doing enough right now. Let's try to send some camels up. Maybe I do need to send my general into combat just to kind of hold him right now, because right now this guy is kind of running rampant all over my units. And are these javelins? Yeah, they're out of javelins, so that's why they're not throwing. I get it now. And let's send these swords back here to try to help out as well. And honestly, let's send my Pavis Arblasters. Like, I kind of need all hands on deck here. I mean, Pavis Arblasters at least have that shield. Oh man, yeah, there we go. That's what I get for having a negative valor, a -3 Valor general. He just got cut down. Ugh, that's really bad. So yep, that's going to be a big break on my entire army pretty much. And that's not good. Obviously, that's not good, because I was, you know, winning this battle. It's just this freaking king here that's gonna do a lot of damage to me. So let's see if I can try to rally my forces, and if not, then at least I will have other waves that can come on and finish the fight here. Now I do have some forces rallying here. Luckily, my general, or not my general's unit is firing into combat. There's 10 Royal Knights left, and he's fighting my swordsmen. I'm bringing up some spearmen here. I have some more javelin men that are coming up from behind, and they can potentially throw some javelins in. And we might be able to bog him down and kill him, as long as the morale of my men hold. Yeah, and looks like he is going to be running away now. So let's send my general's unit to go run him down. Because, yeah, he's going to be trying to get away, and he's down to 6 men left. So I will be sending my Faris. You know, you know, it's a fast unit, it's a skirmish cav unit. Yeah, we might be able to cut him down right here. That'd be really nice, but in any case, we can chase them off of the battlefield. And I don't know if there's any more Danish reinforcements coming out. It might just be the king. Luckily, my army was able to kind of, you know, hold themselves together there at the end and rally and yeah, finish the fight, because that was going very well for me up until the very, very end there. So I will get my forces organized just in case there is going to be a second wave, but I think that's going to be it. And that's going to do it. So I did kill 434 men. I lost 518, but I did capture 125. I don't think there's going to be... I'm just... whatever. They're not going to be able to ransom them back. But I don't need to get a point of dread on my general by killing them. That's not really going to be necessary right now. So yeah, I did pillage some money, but not too much. And unfortunately, I wasn't able to kill the Danish king. So he's in the castle now, and I have to bring up some siege equipment to probably finish him off, I'm thinking. So it's going to be a few more turns. I did sink 3 ships here in the Straits of Gibraltar. And yeah, sunk another 3 here in the African coast. That's really good. That's good. Yep, ransom refused, as to be expected. And my Khalifa has died. Unfortunately, he was not able to see out the end of the Danish Empire, but his heir lives. So that's all good. Unrest in Prussia. The Mongols are going to have to deal with that. Largest military. And the King of France has died from an illness as well. Yeah, my Khalifa and the French King are death twins. Yay. So one more turn before the castles in Provence, and then Anjou, and then Brittany, and yeah, that's it. One of my generals has been promoted. This is the one that's taken over for my general that just died. Umar ibn Salim is now a second rank general. Okay, so he must have already been a first star general. And what do we got? Oh, that's too bad. So Umar ibn Salim. See, it's crazy when, like, it's not really fair, right? Because the guy that died, he was the one leading, but then I guess, like, he became the commander, and then he ran away after his general died, which doesn't seem fair, right? That trait falls on him because it was like a, you know, mid-fight kind of thing. I don't know. That doesn't seem fair, but whatever. -3 morale. I can never use him again as a general, which sucks, but that's how it goes. Anything else, like the mana principle, plus 50% price to bribe, and then +3 acumen. That's always a good one. +2 acumen as well. Yeah, get some good traits there. So how long is this castle going to last? To keep, so it's a tier 2. And yeah, let's do this. So it's going to last for 3 turns. So I have some siege equipment here. I have like a mortar and a demi-cannon, right? Demi-cannon and another mortar. Is that it? No other siege equipment here? No. So I can send these up. That's going to be 1 turn. And then I can attack. Oh, yeah, I'll save myself 1 turn, which... if I look at it this way, that's 1 less turn of negative 9,000 thorns per turn, right? Because once I finish them off, I will have the clear seas, and I'll have a clear trade route. Not so worth the Mongols, I might know. It's just the Danes. Yeah, nice. So I suppose it is worth it. I suppose it's worth it to go in there. It's just a tier 2 castle, or, you know, keep. But it does have a curtain wall and a ballista towers, so that's the 2 defensive upgrades, I believe. And I believe the curtain wall means that the outer wall is going to be an actual stone wall and not a wooden palisade. I believe that's how it goes with the keep. So it's, yeah, you know, having those artillery pieces will be helpful for sure. So I will deal with that. Hopefully I can get it done. Hopefully I have enough troops. What do they have? What do they have left? Archers. Yeah, there's really like no melee soldiers. Just 5 spearmen, 34 Vikings. 34 Vikings! That's not nothing in a siege. We've seen me lose to less. 2 chivalric men-at-arms, 4 militia sergeants, and then 4 royal knights. So really not much in the way of militia power, but yeah, we've seen me struggle, so we know not to take any of this stuff for granted. Interestingly enough, they did not try to counterattack me from Genoa, so I think they're just kind of ready for... They're ready to not be Danish. They're like, yeah, it's over, man. It's just do your thing, you know? And unfortunately for them, their garrisons are just going to starve to death here in Anjou. And Brittany, really surprised they didn't get a fight in any of these provinces. I swear, I really feel like the Shogun AI knew when they were nearing their end, and they seemed to fight back more when their backs were against the wall, you know? I don't know. I don't have enough experience in this game to say that for certain, but that does seem to be the case in my short anecdotal experience so far. But overall, I'd say that was a pretty decent episode. The Danes will be finished off here relatively soon, and then I can just get my trade back in line and get my ships back into their spots, and then I can start looking at the Poles again, because they're in a bad spot. I think they just had a civil war recently, didn't they? And their strongest concentration of forces is here in Kiev. Other than that, though, they really don't have much. In fact, it looks like... No, that's the Mongols, but yeah. They don't have much. But what they do have is they're making a decent stack of glorious achievements points. And it's worth dealing with them just for this reason alone. So, in any case, that's going to all have to wait until the next episode. As always, I hope you've enjoyed this one, and thank you very much for watching. This has been Conistep playing Medieval Total War. Thank you very much, and goodbye.